Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott Wave update for XRP. Now, I'm going to get into the micro time frames, but I just want to discuss Elliott Wave for a moment. So if you want to skip this, you can skip ahead a little bit. But I got a question, and it was kind of asking about Elliott Wave, saying, so if a huge piece of news comes out tomorrow and the price flies up out of nowhere, are you saying that the charts were able to show you that that was going to happen? And my answer is yes. So he's questioning whether news is the catalyst for the markets or if it's Elliott Wave. I would argue Elliott Wave, and I'll show you what he actually says about this and how he actually came up with his theory, because he noticed repeatable patterns, and he noticed they moved in 5-wave patterns from larger time degrees. So basically he claimed that social or crowd behavior trends and reverses in a recognizable pattern, and his theory is based on reading the patterned human behavior of crowds by its effect in the market prices. Crowds tend to shift from optimism to pessimism naturally. In other words, Elliott proposed that social mood swings are patterned and appear in price movement of markets, and these movements then tend to follow the Elliott Wave model, or the Elliott Wave theory. So we trend in 5, correct in 3s, basically. And we're seeing that fear and greed, the FOMO, in the charts. That's why we always target the 1.618 extension, because people tend to get very optimistic in third waves, right? That sort of thing. So he asked, can you predict what's coming? Well, right now for XRP, I am predicting all-time highs. Now, are we likely to get some crazy news if it happens? Maybe, but he said, can you see it coming? That's one of our counts. Now, nothing says this has to do this, but this is currently one of the options. So if we come down, make our 3, 4, 5, get to all-time highs, is it the news that made that happen, or is this a multi-year triangle where nobody's selling XRP anymore? They're not willing to sell at lower prices. They're just exhausted from selling. So nobody's selling XRP anymore, so the price goes up. Just trying to make it as simple as possible. But yes, we can see it coming. And if you're doing things on news too, I would also think of the famous saying, buy the rumor, sell the news. So in like the 2018 high, that was everybody was very bullish on Bitcoin because of the news of like the ETFs and stuff like that. Yeah, that was actually the top, right? But we could count a 5-wave move into that top. So did we see it coming? Well, there was always the possibility of extensions in the 5th wave, but we saw it as a potential top, right? That's the important thing. So there's always a bullish and a bearish case. That's why we also have rules and guidelines to tell us when we're wrong. So that's why it's so helpful. We can take very minimal risk, and we're counter trend traders, right? We're looking to buy after a decent sell-off in the market, after a 5-wave move, right? So anyways, let's get into this. Let's talk about those repeatable patterns in Elliott Wave. We are looking for a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, multi-year triangle to all-time highs. We're currently labeled the E wave as in at 38.23. And what we're looking for is this scenario where we make lower highs, higher lows, come to a point for our E wave and thrust in the continuation of the previous trend, which was up all the way back in like 2018. So that's what we're looking for. And as of right now, we need this E wave to hold to keep this pattern intact. So let's go down to the hourly, talk about the 2 counts. And to those questioning, we also considered a high coming right here, right? Is there news? I don't know. I haven't read anything about XRP, but I called the top there, right? So you tell me, is it magic or is it just crowd behavior shown in the chart? Okay, so this is my primary. That is that we had a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for our third, triangle fourth, and a very small fifth wave because of the extended third. You can see our third wave taken from the beginning of wave 1 off of wave 2 came to the 2.618 extension, which is our extended third wave target. Our initial target was only the 1.618. We then got a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, and a nice little 5 wave for our fifth to complete. So what I have suggested here, you can see we didn't quite reach that 1-to-1, but because we got extended, I'm completely fine with that as a fifth wave. And the sell-off gives us indication that that is complete. Now down on the 15-minute, looking for a 5-wave move down for an A wave. Have this as a wave 1. You can see it if you go down to 3-minute, there's 5 waves in there. But wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 for our third wave. You can follow along with this yourself. Make sure you're following all the rules and guidelines. Looking for a fourth and a fifth. That'll complete an A wave. Then we're looking for a B wave up between the 382 and the 618 of this A wave down. Can come as high as the 786, but that's less common. And after that, looking for a 1-to-1 extension for our C wave. This is where we want our long, where we can look for a third wave of a larger degree, as this would become a wave 1 and 2. Will there be news for that? Maybe. Will I be ready? Yes. That's why Elliott wave is helpful. The news doesn't matter to us. We just see the options. So that's what I'm looking for, an ABC. Like so, looking between the 382 and the 786, but obviously we'll have to pull these fibs and get better accuracy as the waves are completed. This is just rough right now, assuming the perfect Elliott wave scenario, which is just a zigzag wave 2. I'll show you that one more time if you want to see this and map it out yourself in case there's not an update in time. That's my current wave count, looking down to around the 382 at 5350 for our wave A. So expecting us to break below this triangle here. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 for our third, fourth, fifth. Now, important to note, this becomes invalidated if we come all the way up and overlap with this wave 1, but we usually expect once this third wave is complete, once this third wave is complete right here, you usually want to hold between 236 as well. Once we get this, you want to hold between the 236 and the 50. So you just want something like this. Probabilities shift that this is something different if we pass the 618 at around 61.97 if this move happens. But just taking this move by move, just know we're not complete yet. Looking for that A wave to around 53, 54 cents, and then a bull trap up for our B wave, C wave after. So that's scenario 1. We have 5 waves up complete. Scenario 2 is actually more bullish, which is our 5th wave actually completed over here. And it can be counted both ways. We just have one less 1, 2. And that's 1, 2, 1, 2 with a flat 3. This is a ugly looking triangle 4th, but it does qualify. And then a 5th for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This is just an alternative if we actually start impulsing before we get our B and C. Now in this scenario, we're making what's called a running flat or expanded flat. That's where our trend actually finished here. We have a 3-wave ABC, 3-wave complex move for our B wave, makes a higher high above our wave 5. And we're just targeting to begin with the 1-to-1. And why this is important is when this completes, which in the other count I have as an A wave, looking for a B and a C, this actually completes in the same amount of waves, 5 waves, an A, B, C, like so, and we actually continue right after that. So very important to note that. You don't want to miss that if that happens, because then we are going to get this third wave of a larger degree. Important to note too, we can get extensions. This can turn into an expanded flat, which does make a lower low below the A. In the running flat, we don't make a lower low below the A. So there's a couple ways to trade this. If you're going for position size, you can put your stop at that A wave, try and buy at that 1-to-1 extension at 55.76, where C equals wave 1. And remember, you're going for all-time highs, so that's a pretty good position size if you're risking 1%. Or you can take that one, and then you can take a lower one. It's up to you. Depends how risk adverse you are, how many shots you want to take at it. But you're pretty safe as well if you're not following along to just buy like the 382 or the 236, the 50, divide up your position sizes, and your stop can go all the way back at that low. If you're not actively trading it, you can buy like a third at each level and just let it run like that, right? You just won't make as much, that's all, if you're not as active. But yeah, we'll see. In this scenario, it's good to put on the 618 from the high to the low whenever this wave completes. And if you make like a 5-wave move off the low above the 618 retracement and a nice like sideways consolidation like this, that should be a warning to you that this correction is potentially complete. Like a big warning. If you can count 5 waves up, breach the 618, and making a nice sideways consolidation, that's a warning sign. This could be complete. This could be complete, right? And in which case, if that happened, we'd be targeting pretty high after that. We'd be taking from this pivot off the running flat. We'll say it hits the 1-to-1, literally targeting the 1.618 extension minimum, which is up at 127. So that's why that's a move you wouldn't want to miss. But I'm not sure which one's going to happen. Elliott wave just lets me know that both are available, right? It's up to me how I trade that for the most profitable way as the trader. So are we getting a flat correction and we continue after this 5-wave move? Or did we complete over here and we're actually looking for an ABC? The reaction after this wave should tell you. Impulsive, corrective. Impulsive, corrective, right? All right, guys, that's it for XRP. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.